What if everything you think you know about love, desire, and power is a lie? A half-truth? What if a hidden layer, buried by centuries of conditioning, controls your relationships, your happiness? Now, imagine if Socrates, the father of philosophy, held the key to this secret. A truth about women so raw, so powerful, society has feared it for thousands of years. This isn't just talk, this is an awakening, an exploration that will crack open your worldview, starting with a forbidden question. What do women truly desire, and what role does hidden power play in their silence? We're diving into a realm many avoid, many deny. But by the end, you'll see yourself and the world with impossible clarity. It's a journey you can't unsee. And the final revelation? It's the most powerful of all. If you're ready to face truths others run from, to unearth ancient wisdom hiding in plain sight, stay until the very end. This will change your life. Before we go deeper, subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts below. Your engagement fuels these vital conversations. The revelations ahead are not what you expect. Socrates never wrote a word, yet his wisdom echoes through history. He walked Athens, questioning everyone. But one subject, more dangerous than politics, remained a mystery: women, their desires, and their invisible power. Even his own wife, Xanthippe, was fierce and challenging. Many called her difficult. But think, why would a truth-seeker like Socrates stay with such a woman? Unless there was a profound lesson in it. Socrates saw what few dared. Beneath society's surface, women have always held a power that goes beyond what's seen. Emotional, psychological, social influence that reshapes the world without needing a single command. The paradox? In public, ancient Athenian women were silent, modest, obedient. But in private, in family, in intimacy, in raising sons and warriors, they held a different kind of rule: soft power, unspoken authority. It doesn't demand attention, it commands everything. What if this power, still alive today, quietly steers modern life, influencing choices, shaping relationships, molding identities, all unacknowledged? Centuries later, Carl Jung saw it too. He spoke of the anima, the unconscious feminine within every man. It seduces, it inspires, it confuses, it completes him. But here's the twist. If a man ignores this inner feminine force, it doesn't vanish. It controls him from the shadows. Now ask yourself, when this internal feminine force meets real women, are we truly interacting with people or with our own projections? Are we aware of their influence or dancing to invisible strings? Most men never ask. That's why they're trapped in cycles of attraction, confusion, resentment. Alain de Botton said, "We fall in love not with those who are right for us, but with those who feel familiar." Familiar because we're searching for something lost or never found within ourselves. Socrates is dangerous because he forces us to look beneath. Not just facts, but motives. Not just appearance, but essence. When we apply this to women, we question: what truly attracts us? What do we project? What do we avoid acknowledging? Imagine a world where these questions are never asked. Men are taught to conquer, provide, pursue, but never to understand the feminine. In such a world, women become symbols, desires, mysteries, often feared, rarely understood. And women? They learn generation after generation to navigate this blindness, to harness it, not through malice, but survival. This wisdom isn't written, it's felt, shared in whispers, instincts, resilience. Simone de Beauvoir said, "One is not born, but rather becomes a woman." This becoming happens within a system that rewards silence and punishes confrontation. But silence isn't absence, it's strategy. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Many women don't want this video discovered. Not because it exposes them, but because it exposes a dynamic that works in their favor silently. The mystique, the confusion, the dance of pursuit. If that veil is lifted, the dynamic shifts. Power, once named, changes shape. Is this manipulation or adaptation? Think of nature's mirror. Animals adapt camouflage to survive. Humans evolve roles. Not all strategies are spoken. Some are archetypal, mythic, and Socrates knew myth was never just a story. It was psychological truth. This video isn't about blame. It's about awakening. If we want deeper relationships, real connection, true understanding, we must stop treating women as puzzles to solve or ideals to chase. We must see them as complex beings navigating a world that doesn't always allow them to speak fully. And to do that, we must first look within ourselves. Socrates said, "Know thyself." But what if knowing yourself means understanding how much of what you feel and want has been quietly shaped by the feminine you never saw coming? We're only scratching the surface. This exploration is delicate, powerful. We're not just dealing with facts, but with centuries of suppressed truths, buried instincts, and emotional undercurrents that rarely find words. That's why men often feel something is off in relationships, but can't name it. It's not because women are hiding, it's because we were never taught to see the invisible structure of emotional power. Socrates was relentless, pursuit of essence over illusion. He wouldn't accept easy answers. He'd dig until the truth emerged. If he were alive today, he wouldn't ask, "What do women want?" He'd ask, "What assumptions are you making about women that blind you?" This inquiry shakes your core. It forces you to admit that many of our life scripts, dating, masculinity, success, are inherited, not chosen. They praise the man who wins, dominates, performs. They say little about the man who listens, reflects, and sees beyond appearances. But when you start to see, you realize feminine power isn't a trick. It's an energy, subtle, fluid, intuitive, often underestimated yet profoundly influential. From a single look that alters a man's confidence to silence that speaks louder than 1,000 words. Feminine power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. And those whispers shape destinies. Erich Fromm, building on Jung, saw the feminine psyche as the original archetype of transformation. He called it the Great Mother, a symbol of life's chaos, mystery, nourishment, and danger. To confront this archetype is to confront the terrifying and fascinating parts of existence: love, death, creation, abandonment. Most men aren't ready. We're raised to believe in control, logic, directness. But the feminine isn't always direct. It's symbolic, emotional, layered. This isn't weakness, it's complexity. A complexity that holds the key to understanding not just women, but ourselves. So, what do women truly desire? Socrates wouldn't give a fixed answer. He'd keep asking until the question broke apart and something deeper emerged. Maybe women don't want a man who knows all the answers. Maybe they want a man who sees, who listens, who feels, who respects the dance of mystery and isn't afraid to enter it. But seeing requires risk, the risk of losing certainty, of questioning your own desires, of seeing how much of what you call attraction is shaped by childhood wounds, unmet needs, social programming. Take emotional availability. Men feel confused when a deep connection suddenly pulls away. But look beyond frustration. Were you truly available, or just performing availability? Women, especially those who have faced emotional fires, feel the difference. They may not explain it, but they sense it. And when they pull away, it's not manipulation, it's preservation. In Plato's Symposium, Diotima teaches Socrates that love isn't possession, it's becoming. Love begins with physical attraction, but must rise through stages to the beauty of the soul, of knowledge, of the eternal. Let that sink in. True connection is a ladder, and most never climb it, because climbing means letting go of illusions, shallow games, the need for validation. It means stepping into a sacred space where love is not control, security, or performance, but transformation. And here's the almost unbearable truth. That transformation doesn't serve the ego. It dissolves it. And that's what women, conscious or not, often catalyze in men. They reflect back the parts we hide, our tenderness, our fears, our hunger for meaning. Not to fix us, but because their presence, in its mature form, invites the collapse of false selves. If a man resists this, he rejects his own evolution. Have you ever felt drawn to someone you couldn't